You can measure the size of an elephant. You can clock the speed of a cheetah, but you can't quantify the heart of a kings, queens, and in-betweens. Welcome to Dr. Boxing Talk. Stream starts now.
The champ is here! 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 The champ is here!
If I tell you I'm good, probably you will say I'm boasting. But if I tell you I'm no good, you know one line.
Yo, what it do, my bad. I'm over here talking. I thought my mic was on. What are we doing, man? Twice back-to-back shows. We had technical difficulties at the beginning of the thing, man. Don't forget to smack that like button, man. Y'all know what time it is, man. The doctor's in the house. Hopefully we sound good. Let me check and make sure the sound is good before I get to the prayer. Yes, sir. We good, man. Ladies and lads, kings and queens, hermanos mi hermanas, boys and girls, the doctor's in the house. Let's get it, man. So, you know, we have some things to talk about, man. Some things that have happened since since the morning show, man. You know, dropped some videos about it. But we have another new development. I don't even want to talk about. I had a little script what I was going to go through, but we're going to just get right into it after we say our prayer. Please join me and bow your heads. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you, Lord, for bringing us into this night, into this evening, you know, into this day for some. Please continue to guide us and hold us and protect us, Lord. And, you know, just let's be thankful. We just want to be thankful for the down times and the low times, as well as the up times and the high times. You know, we just want to be thankful and for times that were better and appreciative of times that were worse, because it builds character, you know. And we just ask that we never lose our way, and you continue to be that beacon of light for us, and let us be able to be that beacon of light and hope for somebody else. Thank you for your blessings, Lord. Thank you for your mercies. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, let's get to it, man. We got my boy Oscar in the building. Said, you know what rhymes with disaster? No. I still don't know, bro. I still don't know, man. I ain't get a chance to watch it yet. I'm trying to watch it again tonight. I'm starting off for Assassino because I ended off at Disaster's first round, the end of his round. And so I'm gonna start off with Assassino's first round. But man, so David Benavidez. That's a little more juicy. So we're gonna save that one for the later topic. But the first topic I want to talk about is Richardson Hitchins, man. Richardson Hitchins, this should be no surprise to anybody. Because yeah, we already knew this was coming. And they've been going back and forth for a while now, George Kambosos and Richardson Hitchins. So it has been confirmed that Richardson Hitchins and George Kambosos actually will be fighting. And that'll be Richardson Hitchins' next fight. I'm not mad at that fight. I think some people will be mad at that fight. I think people want to see Hitchins fight against somebody like a Subro Matias. Since Subro Matias is working his way back into title contention. But, you know, I mean, I'm not mad at it. You know, hopefully we get Subro Matias next if Richardson Hitchins beats Kambosos. I mean, sorry, Richardson Hitchins. Yeah, if Richardson Hitchins beats Kambosos, then hopefully we can get Subro Matias somewhere down the line. But I'm not mad at this fight at all. This would definitely be Richardson Hitchins' biggest fight from a revenue standpoint, generation standpoint, and an intrigue, right? Because George Kambosos just had to bounce back from his loss to Vasily Lomachenko, and he just beat Jake Wiley, right? So I think that he re-galvanized. Yeah, I would say he strengthened and galvanized his fan base, but I'll say even re-galvanized his fan base because they believed in him before, but then, you know, he looked a little shaky, getting stopped by Lomachenko, and you could argue that he lost to Maxie Hughes. A lot of people like to say that. So, you know, he needed a win just to remind Australia, you know, and his biggest fan base, not just Australia, but all of his fan base, of what he's capable of, and the fact that he could be a former he could be a title holder, you know, because he is a former title holder, and maybe try to convince us that he could be a title holder again. So, Richardson Hitchins set to defend his IBF title against George Kambosos on June 14th in New York City. So I'm not mad at that, man. I'm not mad at that at all. But let's get to it, man. Now, this is what is interesting, man. Richardson Hitchins. David Benavidez has been swerved by Dmitry Bivol. When I say swerved, I'm saying that he's just been bypassed, you know, because it's not avoided or ducked or anything, you know. It's just that he's been bypassed because he wasn't in a position to demand a fight, you know, and the WBC tried to help Benavidez secure a fight with Bivol by ordering that fight, you know. And we already knew the trilogy was at play, so I don't even know why President Mauricio Solomon, you know, who's the president of the WBC, or anybody else that is in charge of these things, authoritative figures in these things, I don't even know why they would even play around and try to enforce Bivol, a mandatory for Bivol, when we know we have the trilogy looming. Like, I just thought that's a waste of time. Everybody knew that Bivol and Beterbiev want to do the trilogy. Everybody that's a boxing fan should want the trilogy, in my opinion. Big Turk, who facilitates the fights, he wants a trilogy. So Bob Arum and Eddie Hearn, who are the promoters of Beterbiev and Bivol, respectively, they want the fight. You know what I'm saying? So I don't even understand why we even wasted our time with that. But it's good to know that Bivol does want to indeed go for the trilogy, to at least extend the same courtesy that was afforded to him by Beterbiev when Beterbiev beat Bivol, right? It was already to our understanding that when Beterbiev and Bivol finally fight, you know, because that's been a long time in the making, you know what I'm saying? And when they finally do clash, we expect it to be a good fight. And if it's a good fight, they were expecting a rematch, right? Which is what we got. We got a good fight like we anticipated and a rematch like we anticipated. And then in the rematch, if we got another close fight, but we just had a different victor, you know what I'm saying, whether it's a whole another opponent or let's say a different outcome, right? Could have been a draw or a different person won than one in the first fight. Then we knew that if that would happen, then we should anticipate a trilogy, right? So what we anticipated actually happened. It was the second fight was close, just like the first fight. And it had a different victor, just like the first fight. So what we anticipated actually happened, and then so they're going to get a trilogy. So I don't get why people are acting like this is shocking or shouldn't be happening. No, this is exactly what should be happening. If you're a David Benavidez or David Benavidez fan, I understand that you get a little mad or frustrated, but you gotta be mad at yourself because you set yourself up for failure. We already knew going. I'm talking about those of you that had high hopes for him to get Bivol or Beterbiev next between a trilogy. You set yourself up for failure, and if David Benavidez himself believed that, then he also set himself up for failure. So we just got to call it like we see it, man. That dude is he's in a bad situation, and it sucks because I like Dave Benavidez, but you can't just go in and put yourself somewhere and just think everything's gonna fall in your favor. People are gonna bend to your will. It's a similar situation with Canelo, but but I will say this in Dave Benavidez's defense, at least he finally got a ray of sunshine that the WBC actually forced the mandatory. You know what I'm saying? They ordered it, so that's good. And so, with that being said, Bivol going for Beterbiev, and Bivol making a statement because the purse bid for Bivol versus Benavidez was tomorrow. So the fact that Bivol said, I'm vacating the belt right now before the purse bid tomorrow, guess what Benavidez has already been declared? He's already been declared a full champion, bro. I know a lot of people ain't gonna like this, but I'm not gonna lie. I don't mind it, man. I don't mind it, man. So we go clap it up for David Benavidez, man. We're gonna clap it up for the young man. I'm gonna tell you why I'm gonna clap it up for him. I'm gonna clap it up for him not because I think he wants to win it this way. I don't think any fighter really that has championship ambitions wants to win it this way. But the fact that he finally got elevated, he is an interim champion. And if anybody deserves to be elevated at this time, as soon as possible, I think it's David Benavidez. You know what I'm saying? Here it is right here. Benavidez elevated to full WBC world titleist after Bivol vacancy. They didn't waste any time. So now David Benavidez is actually a full champion. People, this is going to be bad though, right? Because people are gonna trash him like they do everybody else, right? They say, oh, an interim champion is not a real champion. Oh, you got elevated. Oh, you're an email champion. Whatever, blah, blah, blah. But the fact is that he's been on a good streak. He beat Alexander Vosnik. He beat David Morrell. You know what I'm saying? So I think that he deserves it, man. Now, and then plus, if Bivol is gonna spin the block for a trilogy with Beterbiev, you can't lock up the division. That's what they're saying, you know, and that's cool. I'm not mad at it at all. You know what I'm saying? I'm not mad at all, man. I think Dave Benavidez, of course, it's gonna come with disrespect, you know, and it's gonna feel that way too until he gets to actually win it or defend it. In this case, he'll defend it in the ring, and then he'll feel like he won. You know what I'm saying? So it just takes time. It's kind of like what they did with Daniel Dubois, right? When Daniel Dubois beat Filip Hrgović, that wasn't for a title shot. It was for an interim belt. But then they stripped Alexander Usyk like a week or two later, and then that fight that Daniel Dubois won against Filip Hrgović was retroactively treated like a championship fight. Even though it wasn't, he got elevated to the full belt. But just think, hey, man, just think about your last fight. Your last fight put you in a position to receive the elevated belt. So that means that for David Benavidez, David Morrell was his championship fight. It's just like for Daniel Dubois, Filip Hrgović was his championship fight. So like I said, I think people just overuse these terms, and they really just do it just to throw shade on these fighters. Shout out to David Benavidez. I'm sure that if he could, he would not have obtained a full belt like this in this fashion. But it is what it is, man. Sometimes that's how the cookies crumble. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Round One in the chat. What's good? He said David and Davis both won their second division title via email. David and Davis, I don't know who you're talking about. Gervonta Davis maybe, and David Benavidez. I'm thinking you're talking about I don't know if you're talking about Dave. Well, I don't know what you're talking about or who you're talking about. But yeah, I don't think it's a problem. I think people like to say that, oh, he won it via email, he won via interim. So if it's just an email, how come they didn't email you a belt? Or how come they didn't email the number 15 guy a belt, or the number 3 guy, or the number 2 guy, or the number 22 guy? No, they email or elevate the people that are in a position to be elevated or emailed. So that's just people who don't accomplish anything, in my personal opinion. I feel like they want to knock these fighters. It's not like they chose to win it like this. I don't think people realize too that like Bivol was undisputed. That's what happens when a fighter is undisputed in a division. The next guy most likely is going to get elevated because that means they probably already have interim or regular champs, right? Case in point. Now you're in a way. You know what? Let's use people that people are more accustomed to. Terrence Crawford, right, at the welterweight division. Mario Barrios was a elevated or email champion because Terrence Crawford vacated once he was done with the division. Stanionis is an email to elevated champion. Brian Norman Jr. is an email to elevated champion. Jerron Bucinis is an email to elevated champion. Are they any less champions than anybody else? No, they're absolutely not. They are all champions. It's just that people will use these titles and put these labels on fighters that they either don't like or they just are kind of slow. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget to smack that like button. But yeah, I don't think there's anything. Like I said, of course, ideally you want to win it in the ring. So it's not the most ideal way to get a belt, to obtain a belt, but I don't think it's anything to be looked down upon. Like I said, no, everybody. David Morrell is not a full champion because Dave Morrell didn't beat Dave Benavidez. You know what I'm saying? So I think people are just a little ridiculous. But yeah, man, I'm happy. I'm happy for Benavidez that he got elevated, but I'm more happy, you know what I'm saying, that Bivol is going to go forward with the trilogy against Beterbiev, because I'm looking forward to that fight, man. Like I said, Beterbiev, if that fight doesn't happen by the end of this year, I don't even want to see it, because Beterbiev is already 40. So if this fight takes any longer to happen, then Beterbiev will literally be 41 when it happens.
Damn.
Because his birthday is in the beginning of the month of the year, right? It's in January. So I'm glad that they're having the rematch immediately, the trilogy immediately. I think we should close this chapter and move on. And then the winner of this fight will get Benavidez. Benavidez will get dibs on, you know what I'm saying? Well, he probably won't, but you get what I'm saying? Like he'll eventually get his title shot that way. He said, so if Bivol didn't vacate and took the Beterbiev fight, what would have happened? If Bivol didn't vacate, this is what would have happened, bro. Like, this is what happened. He would have got stripped. So, you know what I'm saying? Round one, so vacate and strip is the same thing in this case. It's just strip is when the sanctioned body takes it from you. Vacate is when you willingly give it up. It's the same means. I mean, it's a different means to the same end. So when you vacate, you give it up. You be like, yeah, I don't want it anymore. Here, take it. When you get stripped, it's like, okay, give me my belt back. You know what I'm saying? It's the same. At the end of the day, you don't have it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just different means to the same end. So then, like, if you would have fought Beterbiev, and if he would have made it clear that he didn't want to fight Benavidez, they would have stripped him anyway. So it's the same crap. You know, I might swerve in that corner. Whoa. My boy Ty, big member in the building. Yeah, so I don't know, man. I think people just want to have issues with things. I'm like I said, of course, if I'm Benavidez, I would not like to get the belt like this, especially my first one. But at the same time, this is what happens when you have somebody that dominates the division and you're undisputed. Then, you know, then they get stripped or vacate a belt, and then so another guy most likely gets elevated or emailed, unless they have one and number two guy that want to fight for the vacant belt and nobody in position to get elevated or receive email. But yeah, I'm open. This is gonna be a shorter show anyway, but I'm gonna open up the Discord for anybody who wants to pull up. But yeah, I don't think there's any problem with it, man. I do think that he's gonna get clowned. You know, I like Canelo, so, but you know me, I'm a fan of the sport first. But I know a lot of the people that also like Canelo, that are fans of Canelo, they're gonna be on David Benavidez's head. So he's not gonna live this down. So on one hand, it kind of sucks for him. But on the other hand, man, don't even worry about it, man. Set your ego aside. People are always gonna talk trash. It could have been a vacant belt. He could have fought, I don't know, Joe Smo or something. I don't know, and they still would have talked trash. So, but like I said, what I do hope is that Benavidez gets the winner. Get him. I do hope that Benavidez gets the winner of Bivol Beterbiev. However, I want to be very clear too. That's not guaranteed either, because you still have Michael Eifert for the IBF, and you still have Callum Smith for the WBO. So we'll see how it goes, man. And then, but it still could happen, because now he's a champion himself. And usually the good news is that usually when you're a champion, you have a unification. That usually takes precedent. So if the winner, Beterbiev and Bivol, whoever wins, and then Benavidez doesn't have a fight in the interim, then we could potentially have that fight for an undisputed matchup. And hey, if Benavidez wins, he could go from getting his first belt via email or elevation and to becoming the undisputed champion at 175. So if you Benavidez, man, you might be happy, you know, outside of the public reception and public perception. You might be pretty happy, man. You might be pretty happy, bro. I'm not too mad at this, man. But yeah, I'm about to open up the Discord, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Oscar says in the Discord right now, so I'm about to pull him up right now. Give me a second, man. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. This is WBC saying, we hold you at 168. Let me exact facts. That's exactly how I see it, man. They trying to get recompense. We'll try to give him some recompense for how they slided him. They definitely slided my boy Dave Benavidez, man. Memo pulled up that email. Facts. Hey, yo. Let me pull up my man, Oscar. Pacheco is tripping too, man. How Pacheco ain't gonna fight Christian and Billy, man? It looks bad, man. In other news as well, Christian and Billy and Diego Pacheco's fight has been called off again. It's like, bro, it's the second time that Diego Pacheco has been pulled out on behalf of Matchroom, you know, in the talk. So it just looks like Diego Pacheco's ducking the heck out of Christian and Billy, man. So anybody that says he's getting ducked, I'm not mad at them. Because it seems like Pacheco's ducking at Billy. Yo, what's good, Ty? What's good, Oscar?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. What's popping, man?
Yeah, nothing.
What you think about this Benavidez, man? You think it's trash? He got elevated? What you think, bro?
I really ain't got much to say about it at the moment. It just looked like Mauricio Suleiman was like, look, man, we hold you at 68. Now, I will try to tell you, my boy, take your ass up to 75. I got you.
Facts. I agree, bro. Sounded just like that, too. I agree. That's what I think it is. I think they're trying to, you know, throw him a bone because they know they did him dirty, man. So this is their apology. What you think, Oscar? Yo, time funny, bro. Oh, Oscar's stuff is raggedy, bro. I don't know if Oscar's there, man. Oscar's stuff raggedy, bro.
Yo,
There we go.
Nemo got his ass. That's what happened.
Facts.
there you go. I'm on the trap phone stuff.
Trap phone, trap. What you think,
Yeah.
man? What you think about this, man? Ty gave his piece. He said he's still gonna hold out a bit and wait and see. But at the time, he ain't got much to say. What you got to say, Oscar, about your boy David Benavidez? As Dub would say, getting elevated, man.
Dub. That's a dub for him.
I said that's what Dub would say.
I don't know, man. I mean, I don't dislike it because he is in position. But like the IBF and Usyk situation, it's like, why are you doing it so fast?
Right.
Especially when a guy was already called a mandatory, like
Right.
Michael Eifert.
Mm-hmm.
And then his team, like people will say he's the most devoted fighter in the world right now,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody's scared of him. Nobody wants to fight him, but
Mm-hmm.
I just don't agree with it. I just think his timing is off. Either his or his team.
Okay.
Canelo said it best, and I agree with Canelo. He brings nothing to the table. Now he does. He has a
From
title.
order.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree, man. I think that with Benavidez, I like Benavidez a lot. You know, I think, of course, I like Canelo as well. Not one of those that feels compelled to pick between two. I like Canelo more, but I still think Benavidez, I don't think he could blame anybody but himself outside of, like Ty said, the WBC, you know what I'm saying, not ordering the fight. But as far as people saying that, oh, people just don't want to fight him, I'm not saying that people are rushing to fight him, but I don't think anybody's scared to fight him. Like, you know what I'm saying, if they had to fight him, I think they would, you know, but that being Canelo or Beterbiev or Bivol, you know, or whatever the case may be, you know. And look at Dave Morrell. Dave Morrell didn't shy away from a fight. In fact, he sought it out, you know. So I agree, but I also do think that Benavidez, even though you have to acknowledge what you're getting yourself into, I'm not mad at this because WBC, I thought they rushed it. Man, that was crazy. You know what I'm saying? How fast they did it. And I don't like how that looks because it looks just like how Ty said and I said, like they're trying to like make up for some stuff. But at the same time, if anybody was going to get elevated in this type of fashion, I think Dave Benavidez is as deserving as you could be. So I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it.
I'm not mad at it either.
Yeah, but of course it's not the ideal way. I know he's not gonna like it. He may not express that. Well, yeah, I think he. Well, I don't know. He may not express that in public, but I don't think any champion really wants to win their belt like this. You know, because it's negativity that comes with it. You know.
Yeah.
So I think that they kind of did him an injustice by trying to do him a favor because people are gonna be on his head top about this until he successfully defends it. And I'm not mad at that either. I mean, they should be because that's what we do. So. It's going to be funny, though. They're going to be calling him a fake champ. I can't wait till we see Dub again.
Oh, damn.
This is Dub's guy, man. He going to be hot.
I think the fake champ stuff is kind of warranted.
Okay.
After further context.
Okay.
Asking my old heads.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is Mick.
For Benavidez, right?
After all,
how fast it happened.
After the other section of body is basically stepping out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
So these dudes can find the adequate time to rematch.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see the IBF pressing the issue because their guy was actually like up first.
Yep, Michael Efer, right? Is he referring to?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the WC, technically last, jumps out the.
Yeah, the facts they are, because Colin Smith will be before them either. Even.
Is the WO even speaking on this? No. WA? Huh? Who?
Okay, that's you just okay. So you think that they're trying to force their way by making him a champion, and so they could just do an undisputed and take precedent over a mandatory, or or a unification fight next. Which take precedent. That's a good point. That could be kind of Mickey if you look at it from that way. There, Oscar. I think Ty might. Hey, that's a good point. They trying to skip the mandatories. Hey,
we're pushing the issue while everybody else is sitting here giving them the adequate time,
right?
To, I guess do what's right. WBC like, nah, we gonna put my boy up there.
Hey, that's a good point. That's a good point. I ain't gonna lie. Now, the question is,
funny.
Do you think he's gonna fight? What you say, Oscar? Sorry.
This is funny.
Go ahead.
This smells funny.
Yeah, it does.
It's almost as funny as John Cena's new look. It just smells funny.
Now, ask this though: Do you think that Benavidez gets an interim fight, or do you think he just waits?
I think he'll get one defense.
That's what I was thinking too, but
against who?
Right. I'm pulling up these rankings right now. I'm about to find out. You definitely don't. It's definitely not gonna be high. It's not gonna be like somebody that's big, right? And it doesn't have to be. It's first defense, so I won't be mad at that. But I think you want to try to make sure you don't mess around and lose.
If they're moving properly, it's gonna be somebody that's currently ranked. But being as though the way he was elevated, it's gonna be somebody that is going to be named in the top 10 of the rankings at the time of announcement. That's something I'm willing to bet on.
Yeah, man. I'm looking at WBC. Man. Beterbiev number 1, obviously.
There's a bunch of who the fuck is that guy?
Yeah, David Morrell number 2. Albert Ramirez number 3. Bosdick number 4. Boatsy number 5. Connor Wallace, I don't recognize that name by face. Willie Hutchinson, number 7. Anthony Yard, number 8. I mean, some people. Now, Anthony Yard does have a fight coming up, right? He's fighting somebody. Lyndon Arthur for a trilogy, I believe. Right? I think he's fighting Lyndon Arthur, and they're split, yeah. Iman Katayev, I think I've seen him before. Hi, Mom. Hi, Ma'am. Robin Krasnicki, Richard Rivera, number 11. 12 is Ben Whitaker. 13, Zach Parker. 14 is Ronald Gavril, the guy that dropped David Benavidez before, even though David Benavidez whooped him. And then number 15, Paulo Alcuso. I don't know who that is.
They just gave me 3 options.
What three you thinking?
All right. To keep it Mickey but still entertaining, it would be Ronald Garville 3. Nobody asking for that shit.
I'm telling you.
Or for a hype beast thing to get him some more fans across the pond, Ben Whitaker.
They gotta find Larry Cameron. Gotta find where he hiding at.
My third option is a wild card. Probably won't be named. Edgar Berlanga.
Oh Lord, at 175. Oh Lord,
It'd be entertaining.
that would be very entertaining. I'm down. I would definitely be down to see that.
Nobody would be saying anything like, "Oh, all that Mick disappeared" if you put that together, because it would be so much of a spectacle. You probably would forget about it.
Yep. Yep. I think it would be probably a top 12 guy, top 13 guy. But like you said, it might be top 10. Hell, I don't know who.
It'll be somebody top 10 or 12
top 10. Yeah.
at the time of announcement.
Right.
Probably not right now.
Right. At the time of announcement. Right. Man. Yeah, I'm not mad at Benavidez, man. Maybe if I sleep on it, come back, then I'll have a different tone tomorrow. But I'm not too mad at it, man. Like I said, I think it's gonna suck because people are gonna be on his head. Oh, go ahead, Oscar. Go ahead.
It just comes down to like how he reacts to it, pretty much.
Oh yeah, true. He go have that motorcade. Get that Berlanga motorcade out there. And where's he at now? I think he's in Florida now. I know he excuse me, represents Arizona. And I think Washington as well. I think he was born in Washington or something. And he relocated to Arizona and now he lives in Miami, so if I'm not mistaken. David Benavidez, so
Your boy Berlanga down there too.
No, yeah, man. He about to be partying down there on South Beach, man, about this belt. I saw David Benavidez.
They're gonna party together, then they're gonna fight together.
Man, Berlanga need to go fight Plan or something, man. Stop playing.
I don't want that.
Of course not.
You don't want that pressure, yeah.
Nope. He said, "Y'all saw Wardley versus Big Baby press conference?" Yeah, I saw it this morning. We were live for it. He said, "Big Baby Punk Wardley made him explain himself about some baby killers." I don't think that's true, man. I ain't gonna lie. It felt very fabricated, fake. Like in that moment. Yeah, very fake. Yeah, I don't think that's real. I could be wrong, but it just seemed like he just conjured that up right there. Cause he from the whole time they were talking, he was trying to get him to come see him, and get up and get in his face.
You know what did seem real? Bobby Wardley on the birch was crying. I was like, boy, hold your nuts, bro. What you doing?
He said, if I was me, I'll stand on it. I'll stand on it. You saw he was holding back tears.
I was like, why you crying, bro? You're about to fight this man.
I'm telling you. Who y'all having that fight, though? Wardley or Miller?
I got to sleep on it, but right now I have Miller.
I kind of do too.
I don't know. I got Miller catching the 10-second 10.
Ooh.
And it's a crooked face.
I don't know, man. I'm siding with Miller right now, but it should be Worthy, But
I ain't got no face for no drug cheat.
That's what I was thinking too. That's why I was like, man, I don't know,
That nigga go do security again.
Right.
Roy's still hiring.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know. I gotta sleep on it. I just don't think Wardley has the skills to beat him, and I feel like Miller does have the skills to beat him.
And that's what I was thinking too. I wish Ward. Maybe I have to watch more of him. But outside of Fraser Clark, I just remember him not really having too much skills, and I feel like he's gonna come to a slugfest. But I do think he has a chance because he got some power too. But Jarrell Baby Miller's overall bigger, man.
Wide, bro.
Yes, yeah, right. And Miller got some skills, like you said. He's a big dude, but he got some skills. But it's just like what Ty said too. It's just, man, that PED shit, man. I don't know.
I got a rebuttal for that.
Yeah,
Skill and Miller
don't mix
as a combination doesn't sound well. And as far as power, the only thing Miller really has going for him is He a fat boy. He got
Yeah,
size.
his size, exactly. I agree.
But post PEDs, who did he really put that thunder on?
Yeah, nobody.
I seen him get laid out.
Yep.
By who?
Dubois. What are you talking about? The ref stoppage.
Everybody except for Luis. I mean
Yeah,
Ruiz.
Andy Ruiz. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think it's gonna be a pretty good one, man. I think it's gonna be pretty solid. I'm leaning, like I said, I'm leaning towards Wardley right now. I mean, it's not Wardley, Miller right now. But if I had to put money on it, which I wouldn't, I'd probably put money on Wardley. But as I think about it, but man, I just don't have too much faith or confidence in Wardley either. You know, Frazier Clark one was good, but
no,
I'll tell y'all both. Don't waste y'all money. Spend that at the bar.
I'm telling you.
Yes.
I will say this though, man. That Frank Warren definitely has a stable though, man. He has a lot of heavyweights, man. A good amount, I would say, because he has what, Joseph Parker.
Yep.
We go. I mean, not give. I mean, you gonna give him Tyson Fury or not?
I'll give it to him.
Tyson Fury, all right, semi-retired. That's what. And he got Daniel Dubois. He got Fabio Wardley. So that's 4. I feel like I'm missing. Oh, Moses Atama, who's a young prospect, right? That's 5. I feel like I'm missing somebody else too.
You said Zhang already?
Who?
Zhang.
Zhang's with Queen. Yeah. Zhang too. Yeah, forgot about that. No, I did not say Zhang. Yes, thank you. Zhang.
Juggernaut.
Yeah, Joe Joyce. He need to go somewhere. I ain't.
What's in the couch?
Yeah, but you're right though. No, I mean, yeah. Joe Joyce there. Yeah. So they have a lot of. He has a lot, and not to mention like the other guys, like at the lower profile guys, you know. So, man, shout out to him, man. Shout out to Frank Warren. His heavyweight stable looking pretty solid. But
that is true.
Yeah. I just don't know, like, I don't know how much I believe Fabio Wardley. Like, I would like to see Fabio Wardley and Moses Atama. You know, I don't think you should do that. I mean, I wouldn't even recommend that Frank Warren do that this early. But I'm saying I would like to see that out of those two. You know, maybe at a later date. Some fights he got that are pretty interesting. Of course, Dubois and Parker, of course. So yeah, man. Yeah, today wasn't really I mean that was real shocking to me. Like, I didn't expect it like that. Like, because as soon as I saw the post about Bivol saying he's gonna, my bad, I switched the subject. He's gonna go to he's gonna vacate the belt. I think it was like not even 15 minutes later. It felt like maybe because I was doing something, but I put my phone down, picked it back up, and said David Benavidez elevated. I said, yeah. Oscar, bro. I didn't know it could happen that fast, bro. That was crazy, bro. That has to be a record. That has to be. I don't know if they record things like this, but that has to be a record if they do. That was so fast, bro. That was so fast.
Interim, though.
Yeah, you're right.
That shit was done.
They didn't think about it, nothing. You're right, though. That's a fact. Yeah, he's an intern champ, right? Unified intern champ, if you want to look at it like that, or interim and a regular, whatever you want, however you want to see it.
Now he's just a champion. He can't hold that interim belt like that.
Nope. Yep. He's just a WBC champ now. He got to give up that WBA? Yeah, WBA. Yep, the WBA. You got to give up that position. So, nah. Hey, man.
But he won that on the ring, yo.
Hey, he did. He did. He definitely did that. Yeah. If you think about it like that, I mean, his last fight, you could kind of consider that being his title fight. So him versus David Morrell. Nah.
He gets to hold the two, but his first defense, he ended up losing it. Look at the Canelo and Trout situation.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Yep. You're right about that. Don't forget to smack that like button for your boy. I'm not going.
Canelo's next fight after beating Trout, he had to throw that little interim he had to wherever the fuck it went.
Yeah, exactly. Threw it right out the window. Hold on, I got you. Toss it just like this. That's crazy.
He said, I don't want this fucking shit.
That's crazy, bro. Yeah, so David Benavidez, he gonna be the new Boots for a while. How they're doing Boots? Oh, he a fake champion, intern champ. I mean, not interim. I mean, email champ. You know what I'm saying? Email, just like they did everybody at 147. But I feel like they did boost the worst as far as that. They was saying on boost the worst, in my
Oh
opinion.
no, yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Out of the guys at welterweight, they're definitely calling him email champ the most. But we had
Oh, Tim
David.
Zoo?
Tim Zoo as well. I
They
think Tim.
congratulated him.
Yeah, right. They congratulate him, and then speaking of Tim Zoo, man, what y'all think about Keith Thurman? Y'all want that fight or no?
Hey,
I'm tired. You said no?
no.
Oh, really? Oh, I'm interested. You know what's crazy? I'm more interested now than I was when it was initially called for, before the injury. Because remember that back then I was convinced that Tim Zoo would beat him. Now I don't know. I think Thurman might beat him. That's why I could have been wrong back then. You know what I'm saying? I could have been wrong that Tim Zoo was going to beat him, but I just felt more confident when the fight was first called. I was like, oh, Tim Zoo and Thurman. I said, nah. Thurman would win if it was Thurman before, but since he was on a freaking 5-year hiatus, then I don't trust him. But now, you know, with Tim Zoo, shout out to him beating Joey Spencer, but after what Bakram did to him, man, I'm just not convinced. You know, that's not enough to make me believe that you're back where you were at before. And then with Keith Thurman, him beating Brock Jarvis, that's nothing. You know, no disrespect to Brock Jarvis, but it's just he goes up and down too many weight classes for me to take him seriously. However, only one of them got brutalized, and that was Tim Zoo. So that's why I'm like, man, I might lean towards Keith Thurman this one. Yeah, so
Thurman, like, I don't know. I'm not going.
you got Tim Zoo?
Go watch that Barrios tape.
Yeah, that too. If Thurman could look like he did against Barrios, and assuming he doesn't get overwhelmed by Tim Zoo's power, which I don't think he would, man, I don't know, Oscar, man. One time Keith Thurman, man. I mean, one time Tim Zoo, man. You go tap him on the head, make him have flashbacks from Fundora, and then you go crack crack. He go back rob his shit. Hey, yo, man. Hey.
I ain't calling for a knockout, but I see him dinking him for 12 rounds
Bing, bing, bing,
and
bing.
outclassing him with his feet.
He's gonna do
Claiming the
many
size and
checkouts.
the power over him.
Yeah.
We've seen Keith do that recently to bigger guys.
Mm-hmm. You ain't lying about that. You ain't lying about that. Now, I'll say this. Is the winner a serious contender at 154?
No.
Possibly.
Yeah, I would say no.
I would say no.
I would say no, too. Because I just, but I like the possibly, too. Because, I mean, let's say, I don't think it's going to happen, but, you know, Artur Holmes and Erickson Hammer Lubin. If Lubin loses, I think he's right there in the same boat as Tim Zoo and Keith Thurman. Not saying that he won't beat them, but I mean that's a good fight on paper. But if he goes in there, I'm just saying because Erickson Lubin has a loss or a couple losses already. But like all the other guys, like well, no, I mean if Keith Thurman looks good against Tim Zoo, then I mean I guess some people would have him against Jesus Ramos. I would have Jesus Ramos, but I think a lot of people give him a chance. Like thinking about it, like if Keith Thurman looks good, he might be in the mix, bro. Yeah. He
What's
might
good?
be. Either boxing circles around him or stopping him, like overwhelming him, like late rounds. I'm saying, like wear him down type stuff. I mean, I don't think I think they both lose to either. Yeah, give me a good 154 pounder. I think Virgil Ortiz, Israel Madrimov, Jesus Ramos. Yeah, I would go with them. But I'm saying if Tim Zoo looks good against, if Keith Thurman looks good against Tim Zoo, you know they're saying he's kind of limited mobility. I could name some other guys that are at the top that have limited mobility. You know, like Virgil Ortiz, he's not the most agile in the ring. Who else? 154. Hell, I mean Terrence Crawford didn't look the most agile against Israel Madrimov. Hell. Who else? Jesus Ramos, not the most agile or mobile. Serhii Boachuk, not the most agile or mobile. We already know Brian Mendoza doesn't move like that. I'm trying to think who else. 54. Sebastian Fedor's not necessarily hard to hit. He hard to
Xander Size. I
right.
mean, he's a young bull, so he don't got the experience.
Yeah, Xander's eyes. You know, I would lean towards Xander's eyes, but yeah, like you say, he's lacking experience. Hell, Charles Conwell will have the lack of experience. You know, experience disadvantage. So yeah, I mean, you can make a good argument for it. Like I said, I would pick all the other guys I named over them, but yeah.
Who's up for Bud's belt?
Who is up for Bud? But WBA. Dang, let me look. I don't know.
John Cena.
John Cena. I feel like I know because I feel like they were talking about if he goes to one. I feel like we talked about this before if he gives it up. Is it Virgil?
I thought he was giving it up already.
Right. No, Jonas Tellus. That's what. Yeah, we did know. We talked about this because Jonas Tellus got the interim belt when he beat who did he just beat?
I don't know how. I still don't know how.
Yeah, I don't know either. That seems very fast. But when he beat his last opponent, who was it? Jason Rosario? No. Julian J Rock.
J-Rod, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so
Was J-Rod even in position for that title?
No, I have no clue, bro. I don't remember looking at the rankings. I have no clue, but
I know J-Rock was nowhere near position.
I'm telling you, bro. I don't think so either. But yeah, I mean, Jonas Tellus get that belt, and you're right, Ty. He's supposed to be giving it up, right? I mean, that's what I guess we just gotta wait and see to when the fight is actually announced. But yeah, it's understood that once he fights Canelo, it's over with. But they might give him a like I said, it's understood. It hasn't really been. We'll see when it gets finalized. But he did express interest. Terrence Crawford expressed interest in potentially going back to 154 after 168. So or after Canelo, I shouldn't say 168. It's just Canelo. No, we'll see,
he can
man.
fight back for his title, you know.
Yeah, I mean, why not? Yeah, I mean, I ain't really bothered either way, whether they let him keep it or they strip him. I mean, I think you could make an argument for both. So no, I don't really care. But I do want to see Bakram fight, man. I need to see Bakram back at it, man. Definitely need to see Bakram back at it, man. But fellas, bro, I got freaking real tired, man. I'm gonna try to my bad, y'all. I appreciate y'all pulling up because I would have been got off. I just got real tired, man. I don't know what the heck just came over me.
That's all good.
But I'm gonna be on for the morning for sure. I mean, I know I didn't sleep that much today either, but it just hit me at once. But yeah, man. So one more question. What y'all think about Hitchins and Kambosos? I like it. What y'all think?
It's like
Whack.
You good? I like it too, Ty. Why you don't like it, Oscar? Oscar saying whack. Oh man,
There's better fights.
Yeah, I agree. No, I agree with that. There's better fights. Yes, I agreed.
So for me, it's whack.
I'm not
like
mad
the
at
zoo
you.
fight for me. That's a good co-main for something that we want to see.
Hey, that's a good one. That's a good
As
point.
a main card, I don't know.
Yeah, you know it's gonna be main though. But yeah, that's a good co-main. But I agree. That's a good co-main. Wait, you're saying the Zoo and the Thurman, right? A good co-main. Or you saying Hitchins and Kim? Oh, okay, yeah, I agree. Yeah.
I'm comparing the two. Yeah, they both would be good co-mains or something.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I agree with that too. Yep. Okay.
At least here in the American market.
Yeah.
Now they decide to do that over in Australia. I can't argue with them.
No, according to reports, it's in New York. New York. I'm talking about I'm talking about the Hitchins and not the other one. I'm talking about the Hitchins and Kambosos is in New York.
Yeah, Hitchins. We need to see who's on that undercard.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of I was surprised because Eddie Hearn in a whole bunch of interviews has been saying that he wants to give Richardson Hitchins a homecoming. So I'm not surprised, but I was kind of surprised that. See, I'm not surprised that he's fighting Kambosos, and I'm not surprised that his next fight's a homecoming. But I'm surprised it's one and the same. Yeah, I'm surprised that his homecoming is against Kambosos because I would think you would want to go to Australia. Like, I feel like that. I don't know. For where Hitchins
Eddie
is
was
at.
smart. He'll go grab Bam, give him a nice little stay busy fight, throw him on the card. You need to get some people on there to get eyes. Because Hitchins and Kambosos ain't enough in New York.
Yeah.
That is true. Hey, that's true.
Yeah, I don't think so either. So yeah, I mean, I hope I'm wrong, but yeah, I definitely don't. I agree with that.
It's
New
first time to
York's
get
gonna
you
be on the
guys
next
busy.
card.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, never mind. It's Matchroom. Never mind.
Matchroom, yeah. Yeah, it said they're supposed to be fighting June 14th. And then also too, breaking news right here as of 20 minutes ago, WBC officially orders Stevenson versus Cepeda. So what's Cepeda gonna do now? Is he gonna vacate that interim belt?
I think so.
I think so too. I think he's going that WBA route, man. That's what I think.
WBA? I don't know. He wants that.
Oscar gonna make him do the same thing he made Ryan do.
What's that?
Oh no.
Either sit on it, fight another eliminator, or go claim you fighting another champion.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Wait, what?
Ain't that at 135?
Oh, right, yep.
Same fucking belt.
Yep. So wait, what you think, Oscar? You said you don't know about the WBA. What route you think he's going?
IBF.
For Loma? For Loma,
I think that.
the only reason why I
that's the
don't think
thing. I
so.
feel like
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say the only. I think everybody's waiting to see what Loma's gonna do.
Well, remember he has to. That's what I was gonna. That was gonna be my rebuttal to that. Is that I don't think he would go that way because remember, Loma has to fight unless he vacates his belt. He has to fight the winner of Raymond Muratalla and Zawar Abdullayev. Yeah, so it's like even if he goes that route, he won't be next for a belt unless he really doesn't want a belt. Then yeah,
Do you think he really wants a belt?
that's a good question. I don't think so. Not that he doesn't want it in the future, but I mean in the imminent future, like soon. Nah, I don't think. I don't think a belt's
Like
a
this
priority.
year, he don't want it.
Yeah, nah, I don't think it's a priority now.
Trivia question.
Yes, sir.
In the last 5 years, Golden Boy has had 3 fighters
Mm-hmm.
hold the WBC interim at 135. What are their names? And how many of them actually fought the champion?
And how in the last how many years?
5.
The last 5 years, he had 3 fighters. You said.
It was Ryan, Cepeda, and
Yeah, I would say Ryan Cepeda and maybe was Kid Austin ever ranked up there?
no, he never had held the intro.
You said held interim. My fault. You said held interim. My bad. I thought you said I don't know why I heard ranked number 1. Interim champion, WBA interim champion at 135. I would say
Yeah, or fight for it, to be honest.
yeah, I would say Zepeda, probably Ryan Garcia, and maybe last 5 years.
I can't remember.
Golden Boy. Yeah, I'm not sure. Let me think.
Yeah, I think who's the last one?
Last 5 years, 135 for Golden Boy.
You got 2 of the names. The
Barbosa?
last one is the only one that actually fights the WBC champion. That's at 135.
The last one that actually fights the WBC champion? Yeah, I'm not sure.
Did he win?
Jojo Diaz.
Jojo freaking Diaz. That's crazy. Jojo Diaz, man. I saw a picture the other day. It was an old Olympic picture, and I think Jojo Diaz was on there.
Because Ryan didn't want to do nothing or fight anybody. He claimed insanity.
Yep.
Jojo Diaz ended up fighting Javier Fortuna.
Fortuna.
And win insanity.
Fortuna. May 6th. May 6th is the deadline before it goes to purse bid. Oh, man, that's crazy, man. But fellas, man, we'll be on for tomorrow morning, man. I'm trying to think of something to talk about tomorrow morning, man. I guess we can talk about this some more, too.
Lindolfo Delgado missed call.
Oh, with Elvis Rodriguez. Yeah, you talking about the one where he stumbled like Tyson Fury and then get a knockdown?
Bro, he literally grabbed the rope and pulled himself up. I don't know how
Facts.
the ref missed that.
Facts. I agree. It makes
I had a draw. I don't think Delgado or Rodriguez won. I think Rodriguez had the momentum of the fight at the end. But with that missed call, I would have given it to Rodriguez, but they didn't call it. I don't know how they didn't call it.
Yeah, I didn't get that either. You know, I was like, yeah, I mean, but
And Richard Torres Jr. headbutting Bianello and Bianello hitting him with his forearm. He almost
yeah,
knocked him out with his forearm.
yeah. That fight was like I said, I felt
Garbage.
this weekend
Trash.
I was a casual, but yeah,
Caca.
facts. But the highlights I saw were trash. If the highlights trash, I know that fight was trash. I just watched all the highlights, and I did try, except for Philip Hergovich and Joe Joyce. I watched that one in its entirety. And that was the fights were just bad. Like I said, the Janabek shot to him. He had that highlight reel knockout. But even then, it's like
That knockout was neat.
yeah, that was nasty. Oh my goodness. Oh my.
But
goodness.
Janabek was getting caught too. I don't know if you were there when Ty, Ray, and myself were talking about it.
Oh no, I missed it this morning. I'm assuming you're talking about. You're referencing?
Yeah, I think
no,
you
I
had a
missed it.
lead or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, for the set.
But it was like, do you see Janabek beating any other champion at 160? Because he was getting caught clean.
Ooh.
I say yes or no.
Ooh, yeah, I got Adamas, man. I got Adamas, but Laura, that might be, Laura a little older, but still, Laura nice too. So I don't know. It's definitely not. I don't think he's just running away with it. I think it's good fights, man. People just that's why like I said, I don't trust him calling out Canelo, man. I don't think it's yeah, I'm so dominant, I gotta go call Canelo. Man, stop it, man. If for some reason you don't want to fight them boys or something, maybe it's not that you don't want to fight them individually, but maybe you can't make weight anymore. It's something. And you don't want to just go to 168 naked without the insurance that if you go to 168, you're going against Canelo, so you can at least get to pay a nice little check before you lose to all the other contenders that I think he loses to. I think he loses to any contender at 168. I think Janabek loses to. I could be wrong though. Yeah. But fellas, man, I'm gonna go ahead and call it, man. Appreciate y'all boys pulling up on me.
All right, Doc.
All right, man. I'm gonna catch y'all in the morning, good Lord willing, man. If y'all free. Yes, sir. God bless. Shout out to my guy Ty. Shout out to my boy Oscar. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my dogs, Oscar and Ty, coming through, man. Really appreciate it, man. Shout out to everybody pulling up too. And check out the videos I dropped, man. I know we were on late today because I had some stuff to do still. And I was dropping that video, you know what I'm saying, with Bivol and Benavidez. So I'll be back on for the morning show, good Lord willing. We stream twice a day, Monday through Friday. 8 a.m. for the morning show, 7 p.m. for the late show. So y'all be easy, take care of yourselves. Remember, with God, we can do anything. Without God, we're nothing. Don't forget to smack that like button. The doctor's out. Peace. From the hood to college, both worlds they had to meet. 6 degrees between us, so cold, we're about to freeze. But we're Florida boys, hot takes, we bring the heat. We're moving the culture, the engineers to the streets.